welcome to Friday Night Deploys. This is episode 4. That's right, you heard it. We're still doing this. It's episode 4.
Haven't given up yet.
Not yet. I hope you're having a lovely Friday or a Saturday, depending on when you're listening to this.
Well, I usually end up promoting it on like Sunday, so maybe Sunday.
Me too. I always promote it on the Monday on DevTo.
You're very enthusiastic tonight.
Thank you. I'm so full of energy because we've made it so far, and I'm just so happy to be here.
You're just pumped for episode 4. That's what's...
Yeah, episode 4. And the future episodes, I'm going to get less and less energy. So be warned for that.
Your honesty is appreciated.
Thank you.
And I will know that when you start to give up, at least it won't surprise me.
No.
I've been warned that your enthusiasm will die slowly over time, much like aging into your 30s.
Yeah, because I have really big commitment issues, and I'm just going to stop caring over time.
That's just dating as a millennial, right?
Okay, boomer.
All right. Wow. I'm not even. Not even.
Oh, this is it. We did it.
So topical, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. I've been listening up on the memes, and I've been reading about the memes, so I know. I know what's hot. I know the cool stuff. I signed up for TikTok today.
You did. I saw it at the gym.
Yeah, I downloaded TikTok at the gym.
It was really weird.
It was really weird. I opened it, and it was like a portal to hell when I, after it finished downloading and opened it. There was just all these like recommended TikToks. I didn't know what any of them were. The plus button had a red and blue like border on the sides that made it look very hard to read, and I instantly uninstalled it.
Yeah. My favorite part was you actually just didn't know what TikTok was.
I didn't know.
You didn't understand the gimmick.
I didn't, because I kept hearing that it was like Vine. This is so rambly from our intro, but I always heard that it was like the new Vine, and I knew what Vine was. Like, it was just those short clips that you could, like, just splice together. It was, like, what was it, like 5-second videos?
6 seconds?
6 seconds. So I knew what that was. And
Much
then...
like my sex life.
Oh. Yeah, he's not lying. I would know.
Okay.
So, like...
Great. Sorry. Just keep interrupting
Yeah,
you.
sorry. I don't know why I'm sorry.
I don't know why you're
interrupted
sorry
me.
either. You're so Canadian. You're so integrated into our society now.
I have. I'm just one with all of you now. And I'm never going back.
Unless we deport you.
Unless you deport me. Then I can't say anything, and then I just have to go back. Then I go, well, I didn't need you guys anyway.
And then Brexit will happen, and then they're like, well, go back to Canada.
I'm like, I can't. They won't let me in. Do you believe that? What was I talking about? TikTok.
I think we're just Oh, yeah. That's right.
TikTok. So yeah, you were trying to explain it to me, and I got the gimmick when you explained it to me that, well, people just play music and they just lip sync to it. But then I was like, but the latest TikToks that I've seen have not been people lip syncing to music. So what are they doing?
No one really knows,
they're just making random little clips and then putting random music behind it and be like, this sounds right.
No one understands the ecosystem. It's self-sustaining from teenagers.
Yeah, and it seems like it just doesn't have the same edge that a Vine would, right? Because a Vine would usually contain like their own audio.
Yeah,
and there'd be like a dumb joke they're making of like, oh no, and then like just yelling.
Or just like sitting like in an aisle in like Walmart and just screaming.
Yeah, exactly.
Instant comedy.
Whereas you can't do the same thing with TikTok because there's just music playing in the background instead.
Yeah, you'll just have to scream in Walmart like a regular Walmart visitor.
Yeah, like a regular one with music behind you. God, this is the best intro ever.
4.
Episode 4? Oh.
It's only downhill from here. I have to say, though, now that I'm caring less about the content that comes out of our mouths.
You mean you care more about the content?
No, I care less. Okay. But it makes the editing process easier because I'm just like, whatever, keep it.
Yeah, this is fine. It's all good.
It's all good. It's all content.
It's all premium content.
Premium. You have to pay for this now.
Yeah. You don't know it yet, but you've actually already paid for it.
Yeah.
We
have your credit cards.
As soon as you click play, we get all of your SIN numbers, your banking information, everything.
Yep. And your TikTok accounts. And we're going to make terrible TikTok content. It's just under your username.
Yeah, it's just us screaming at grocery stores.
Yeah. And vaping into each other's mouths.
Do you have a sick rig?
A pardon?
Do you sub-ohm? I've heard those are the only 2 words I know that are related to vaping, and I don't know what they mean.
I don't even know those words. So.
I know that rig, I think, is like your setup, like the like your pen and like everything. You can have a bunch of other stuff too.
I hate it so much. Please stop.
Check out my rig. So he's Keith, I'm Phil.
Yeah, that's us.
We're the DevPlebs, and it's Friday Night Deploys.
Wow, we never even got around to introducing ourselves.
No,
That's fine. It's episode 4. Everyone loves us by now, I'm sure.
Yeah, we know. You know who we are. And if you don't, you have to go back and listen to episode 1. 1 through 3, complete the trilogy, and then meet me at 4.
Yeah, this is The Hobbit. You know,
Was it the 4th movie?
Well,
I mean, it was a little...
Peter Jackson finished Lord of the Rings trilogy and then did a Hobbit trilogy.
So we're The Hobbit? Episode 4 is The Hobbit?
Yeah.
Was The Hobbit good?
I'm sorry. I don't know. I watched the Lord of the Rings trilogy in theaters. In case that excites you.
Was it good?
Doesn't seem to. I don't remember. I remember the last one being really long, and there were so many endings to it, and I really had to go to the bathroom. But, like, I am the kind of person that will do anything in their power to not go to the bathroom during a movie because I don't know. I need to see it all. And that's all I remember.
It sounds
almost burst my bladder.
It sounds like it's all you need to remember.
Yeah.
Should we get to the wins?
I don't know. Should we? I guess so.
No, I
was having a lot of fun.
We could just end it here and just...
Yeah.
Good night. Thank you for joining the show.
That's how we move up high in the episode counts. Is all of the episodes 5 minutes, record like 80 at a time.
Oh man, we could just record like the whole week, like a whole month's worth of episodes in one night, and no one would know.
They would be none the wiser.
Yeah, they
except
wouldn't.
for we just said it out loud. So.
Oh well, they should. We're gonna cut that.
Yeah. All right. Wins. We should do that.
All right. Did you want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
I don't care anymore.
Okay.
Just go first.
All right, then I'll go first. Keith doesn't care anymore. That's gonna be win number 1. Keith has stopped caring. So this
I
is
just wanted to
great.
beat you to it.
I get to say whatever I want now. I played some video games this week.
Wow.
I don't think I played much last week. I was too busy not playing video games. I don't even remember what I was doing last week. But I played some video games this week.
Really?
Yeah, I lived my life, my game library life, by Game Pass. Xbox's Game Pass.
1/4 mile at a time.
Exactly. I ride till I die.
Do it for family.
Do it for La Familia. And I drink Coronas every day.
Yeah.
So I got to play a game called... This is a great title for a video game. It sounds like the fakest video game you'll ever hear in your life. It's called Remnant of the Ashes, or Remnants of the Ashes.
It sounds like when you're scrolling down your Facebook feed and then they have like that really terrible ad for like a mobile game.
And it'll be like, your girlfriend's gonna hate this game.
Yes.
You won't last more than 5 minutes playing this game.
Yeah, you know
Ooh.
what? And they're right. My girlfriend hated those games.
She hated all of them. And I was like, I don't understand why. That's art. But anyway, I played Remnants of Ashes. That's a cool game. I've been struggling to play video games for a little bit.
Yeah?
Yeah, because, like, if anyone's been listening, I mentioned, I think, episode 2, maybe. Or was it 1? I'm not sure.
I don't know. We have such an extensive catalog.
There's a big backstory and history with the Friday Night Deploys, the podcast about web development and friendship.
Yeah, we have a almost never-ending repertoire of episodes to go back through, so it's hard to remember the earlier days.
Yeah, back in the day.
Back before we were famous.
Heydays, yeah.
Also, I have to say one thing.
Okay, go for it.
It's called the Remnants of the Ashes.
Yeah, the Remnants of the Ashes.
Are ashes not remnants already, like by definition?
That's a good point. It sounds like a ridiculous name like Metal Gear Solid. It sounds like it's just a bunch of words put together because they sound cool.
I mean, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. But no, I had a hard time playing video games for a little bit because I only have a small amount of time to play video games. And I started trying to play Outer Worlds after trying so long to actually play it because it kept crashing on my PC. And then I finally installed it on my Xbox. And I just had a hard time spending an hour at a time with it because I wanted to do all the side stuff, but I only had so much time, so I just tried to rush everything, and then I felt guilty that I wasn't getting the full experience, so I kind of just couldn't stick with it. But Remnants of the Ashes is a game that came new to Xbox Game Pass, I think, this week. It came out like elsewhere, I think, a few months ago.
Gaming on a budget.
Gaming on a budget. Game Pass is
yeah,
great.
Microsoft is allowed to use that slogan. For $79.99. They are allowed to use that great slogan I've created for them.
Yeah, Phil Spencer, if you are listening, contact us and we will get that sorted out.
This is the second time that we've done a call out to Phil Spencer.
Is it really?
Obviously listening. Yes. I can't remember what the context for the first time was, but second time.
Second time. He's going to listen to it eventually.
One day he'll be a guest on the show. Mark my words.
Man, I would love to have Phil Spencer on here. I don't know what we would ask him or talk about, but I would just love to have Phil Spencer on here.
I don't know. You could talk about how both your first names are Phil.
We could make an entire episode about that. There's a lot to talk about with that.
You know what? Write it down.
I will. I'll write it down now. But yeah, Remnants of the Ashes. That's cool. It's kind of like a roguelike, kind of a roguelike, and it takes inspiration from like the Souls games, so like Demon Souls and Dark Souls and stuff. But like in the way that the roguelike stuff comes into play is that everyone has their own like generated world settings. So they have their own sort of like, I guess, enemies and bosses that they encounter. I'm still early on in the game, so this is what I'm gathering from playing like 2 hours of it so far. And you just go through this kind of like labyrinth sort of style level design. You beat some enemies up, you shoot them, you can hit them with a thing.
Hit them with a
You
thing.
can hit them with a thing.
Nice.
There's a number of things you can hit them with, depending on your class that you pick. I chose the person who's good at hitting things with things.
Very nice.
It's the description. That's the real description.
No, good. Great writers, Remnants of the Ashes. Same people that created the title.
Yeah. So you can, I don't even know what kind of randomized enemies you can face, but the really cool thing is that if you die, unlike a Souls game where you have to march through back to that same spot you died to retrieve anything you earned during that play, you just have everything, at least so far. Any items that I've picked up and anything that I've gained, there's no like Souls experience, you just gain materials. And then you use those materials to upgrade equipment or make new equipment. And you get like some sort of like hidden experience. I don't see an XP bar, but every now and then I'll get like a perk point to put into my health, armor, or damage or something. And then every now and then I get a brand new thing to put points into. Right now it's working perfectly for the whole like I have an hour of time to play a video game because I don't have to sink into something. I just get to play it, and then nothing really matters because I get to keep everything. And the one thing too, I'll say, is that when I play on my Xbox, I typically like to talk to my girlfriend while I'm playing, and I can't do that with Outer Worlds because I'm like, shut up! I'm trying to listen to the dialogue.
Okay, he doesn't say that.
I don't tell her to shut up. But it's difficult to like have conversations with her while I'm trying to listen to two things where I'm like, oh, I need to listen to this, and I have to like, oh, hold on a second. But with Remnant of the Ashes, nothing matters about the dialogue, so I'm just chipping away at the game while just having a little chat in the evening. So that's been nice.
So romantic.
I'm very romantic. Do you want to come together with me and play Remnants of the Ashes?
It's so inviting. How could anyone say no?
Yeah, it's a cool video game.
Great.
Do you want to go again, or do you want to switch? I can't remember if we decided.
Wait, no, we've never switched.
We've never
before.
switched. Okay, we just talked about it.
We have a structure to follow. Okay,
I thought
this isn't an anarchist podcast.
It is now. The structure is Keith doesn't care anymore. All right. Version 1 of our website's almost done.
That's a lie.
It's almost done.
It's almost done.
We'll
run out of jokes once it comes out. It's the only good ongoing one.
The secret is that version 1 will be broken, and then the end of this joke will be the fix is going to come out soon.
Yeah, so look forward to that.
So look forward to that. I don't know.
You'll love it.
It's been a thing. It's been a thing. It's going to be out soon.
It's a thing.
So
you'll hit
and
things.
You'll be able to go there if you want, and you'll be able to listen to our podcast from there if you please. You can, or you can just see soon we'll have more content maybe that we'll put up there. I don't know.
I hope you don't listen to it on the website.
Yeah.
Mostly because our podcast platform has what would I refer to the analytics tools as?
Missing?
In all fairness, we don't pay for the premium yet, so I'm not sure what's going to get unlocked once we get the full version.
They supposedly have like geographical stats and things like that, but the one thing that's troubling is that they have like a followers like analytical data section, and I don't think anyone's really like living their life on Podbean and searching through podcasts on Podbean and then following through that platform. So like when that follow account stays at 1, which I think is one of us, and then doesn't move from that ever, but our listens are going up or is happening throughout the weeks, it's not very helpful unlike something like Spotify where we are getting like some followers and stuff.
You know what is the least helpful though?
What?
Apple's analytics.
Is it really?
Maybe it's because we're just so pathetic that we haven't. We just haven't.
So pathetic.
We just haven't generated enough traffic to get analytics yet. But every time I go to look, they're just like, no data yet. I don't know if that's just a testament to how awful we are, or I don't know. I don't know what their their little threshold is that you have to pass before they'll start telling you who's listening to you, but
It's a good question.
it's not helpful.
Thanks, Apple.
I know at least one person listens to us on Apple Podcasts.
Is it you?
No, it's my wife.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if she listens to us, actually. She listened to the first episode, and I think maybe she was
Like,
dissuaded after that.
This
She's
is
just
not for me.
Yeah,
Guys,
no, she only listens to
sickos.
true crime podcasts. So unless we start talking about murders, I don't think we have much of a chance.
Yeah, I don't murder, so I don't.
You don't murder.
I don't murder.
It's good to know.
Yeah. Then I would have stories. Then
That's true. That's true. You could have a whole different set of wins of the week.
it's a dark turn.
Yeah. It's Friday night.
Friday night
late night.
murder stories.
Friday
murder wins.
Friday. I don't know.
Jeez.
I'll come up with something later.
It'll be a hidden section of our website.
Just crime scene photos.
Crime scene photos.
Oh God! Now we're on like 8 watch lists.
Yeah, we're already on the FBI list now.
All right.
Another one. I had one written down, but I'm just gonna skip it. I have a different one instead.
Really?
I have more of an impromptu one that I'm happy about. Because
I don't know. I'm a little bit interested.
the last one was more just like me just talking about something that I did, but this one's more of a win.
Okay.
So I think it fits better. And that we don't have any baby gates anymore downstairs. Or any baby gates. Actually, we had one less baby gate upstairs. We still have the one at the top of the stairs, but we've gotten rid of the ones at the bottom.
How many were there?
We had 3
That's a lot of baby
a while ago.
gates.
Yeah, because we had one at the bottom of the stairs, so my son, who was just only 2, couldn't go upstairs. He's fine going upstairs generally, but it's going down the stairs, so we wouldn't want him going up and then falling down the stairs naturally.
Right.
And we had one at the top of the stairs by the staircase, so that way, if they're upstairs playing, we don't have to watch them by the stairs, because it's really close. It's not a big hallway. It's close to the bedroom, so. And and we had it for in case my daughter, who's a little older, she's 3.5. If she ever woke up like kind of groggy or anything in the dark, we didn't want her to like walk downstairs by accident and then fall down the stairs in a groggy, sleepy mess, because she's fairly independent. So like we just let her roam around, and just if she has to go pee, then she can just go pee, and she's pretty good about that. And we did have one. We had one still on her doorway, because I guess we just had it there from a while ago. We had it there so that way she couldn't leave the room at nighttime. But that was like a long time ago, before she was independent enough to get up and do whatever. But so it's just been that's really just been sitting there because we just haven't been bothered to get rid of it. We've kept it open like the entire time. I was gonna move that one downstairs because the one we originally had in the staircase, I told you about this earlier, but I'm gonna tell everyone for the audience. We're gonna move it downstairs because that one broke and it wasn't fitting anymore, and my son was able to just pull it open and just go upstairs, which was scary because everything is scary when you're a parent. Everything they do is terrifying. They're going to hurt themselves somehow, you think. So I tried to put the one by my daughter's bed downstairs. Sorry, not by her bedroom downstairs. And it didn't work. I went to bed. And then apparently he was fine. So now I don't have to do that.
Oh.
So we're just not doing it now.
Fascinating.
Yeah, it turns out sometimes when there's not a gate in the way, they don't care anymore.
Just like life.
Yeah. When there's no gates, you're just like, I'll just stay here. It's fine.
If only we were doing an episode on gatekeeping, that would have been a great segue.
That would have been.
Damn.
Speaking
All right.
of gatekeeping, Keith, what are your wins?
You know what? I was going to talk about how I have a baby gate.
Oh, you do have a baby gate.
I do. To keep the dogs in the bedroom at night.
Yeah. Does it work?
Yeah.
How big? How tall is your baby gate?
I don't know. Like 3 feet, maybe?
Yeah. Do you is it like a pressure one that you get it to the
No,
wall?
I just lean it against the wall.
Okay.
They're just too stupid to...
I wish I could trick my children like that.
They could knock it over. Actually, my brother-in-law has a puppy. And
he just
when his puppy's here, like if the gate's there, he just knocks it over and walks past it.
bold
My dogs
move.
they haven't learned yet.
Well,
They've watched him do this.
What if they're just loyal? They're like, I'm not doing that. That gate's there for that gate is representative of my.
See, now I feel bad
my
for calling
owner.
them stupid because I never even considered that.
That they just respect you,
Yeah.
Keith? Not anymore, because I've already told them that you said they were dumb.
So my wins. Let me tell you about my wins.
Okay, you got some big wins. You got a big smile.
I didn't prepare any, but I have some.
Okay.
So the first one is we have a YouTube channel, and it's been sitting there kind of idle for a bit. No one's really touched it. It's kind of a dusty mess. We have, I think, a follower, a subscriber.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if he's...
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know if they're still subscribed. I just got a notification about it. I'm like, that's weird. But, all right, you do you. If you're listening, please stay subscribed. I was planning to upload the episodes of the podcast there because why not, right?
Yeah.
Just always try and push our content everywhere.
It's another spot for the podcast to sit.
Yeah, but I only had episode 1 up on the YouTube channel, mostly because I was too lazy to do the other episodes because it takes so long.
Yeah.
It's so long to render, it's so long to upload to YouTube, and I'm a very impatient man. And when I did upload episode 1, the cover art that I used, which is just our podcast artwork, like it saturated the colors enough that it really bothered me.
Keith is very precious about his art and his audio.
Yeah, and I hated it. I hated that, it bugged me so much. So I was always mad every time I thought about it. And last night I jumped on Vegas and I went through like all of the render settings and all of the project settings, and I went online and I was trying to figure out how to change it so it wouldn't saturate the color. And I made some changes to the configuration, and then I rendered the video. But what I did not do, which would have been the smart thing to do, was render like 10 seconds of it so I could at least see that the colors were right. I rendered the entire like hour and 20 minutes. And it took 2 hours to render, which I was not going to stay up for. I just left my computer running so it could render out the video. And I didn't get a chance to see it this morning. So I had to wait until this evening to come home and open that video file and pray that the color issue was fixed.
Was it fixed?
It was, and that's my win.
Woo! Hooray!
Yeah.
Good going.
Thank you.
Good job.
And now people can listen to our podcast on YouTube in case they want to do that.
Yeah, in case you wanted to do that. I don't know if anyone does that or not, but you can.
I don't know. But please do, because I invested a lot of my time.
Give Keith a pity listen, please, for his effort.
A pity listen is all I ask for. I don't think it's that much.
I think all of our listens might be pity listens.
There's a very good chance that's the case.
I guess I'll listen to these guys. I don't know.
It's just my wife.
Yeah,
it's just me.
She just keeps listening.
Every day
to
I
it.
just text and complain. I'm like, no one's listening to the podcast. She just listens to it a bunch to like artificially bump up our numbers.
She makes fake email accounts. She was really Dennis all along.
Fake Apple accounts. She has to keep putting in different credit card numbers. Worth it. Yeah, so that was my first win.
Do you have any
What was my second win, you asked?
I didn't ask that. This section is over.
That's right.
You've spent all your time.
We actually are like almost half an hour in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, we had a long intro.
Yeah, we're having so much fun. And so is the audience.
Yeah.
They're loving it
Are you
right
guys
now.
having fun?
Say yes if you are.
And then say yes if you want.
And then keep listening.
Yeah, then keep listening.
Yeah, that's it. That's
More to come.
all you have to do.
Just keep listening.
Don't touch that dial. That's my new voice.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, hi, my name's Keith. This is Friday Night Deploys by the DevPlebs, the web development podcast for friends and something else. Welcome.
I hope no one knows who said that.
Yeah, you can never tell.
Yeah. We're just masters of disguise. Like the movie Master of Disguise.
Yeah, just like that movie. Mm-hmm. We were in it.
We were.
You couldn't tell because we're masters of disguise.
Yeah. This is dumb. Next one. Nothing really.
You did nothing?
I had a really busy weekend. My cousin came down from Banff, and he had a baby 4 months ago.
Oh, yeah?
And so I hung out with them all weekend.
That's a win.
That's a win.
Hang out with a baby.
That's true. I never thought about it that way.
Yeah, I got to hang out with a baby. Was it a cute baby?
Yeah. She was cute.
Yeah.
She's 11 pounds, in case you were wondering. I knew you were wondering.
I'm trying to think back because of how relative that is. It's pretty big, right?
Yeah, well...
4 months? Well, 4 months? I forget.
No, she's pretty small.
Okay.
But my dog is smaller. Daisy weighs 9 pounds.
Wait,
so-
really?
Yeah.
That's funny. My cat weighs more than Daisy. But that's not fair. Because my one cat is gigantic. She's 16 pounds.
She is all muscle.
Yeah, she's just like... she's just like... I come home and she's just bench pressing on the couch and then just doing bicep curls and then she beats me up.
Yeah. I understand. Like, I've seen that cat's abs, and I
Yeah.
totally believe it.
Just you can wash laundry on my cat's abs.
You come home, and she's just doing P90X. Is that a thing still? Do people still do P90X?
Yeah, they do. I wanted to get abs though.
Yeah.
Really
What else
do.
would you want?
Hair. on my head. Actually, I don't know. Actually, I'm mixed about that one, actually.
Really?
Well,
Like if you had to choose between one or the other, or just...
so like I would rather have a full head of hair than what I have now, but I would also rather just be completely smooth bald on my head. I don't want any residual balding hair that I have to shave and cover up.
I thought this was going to be like a comparison between would you choose hair or six-pack abs?
Oh! Well, that's a good question. Yeah, is it like a really nice full head of hair?
Yeah, but
Like
it's also a
lovely-
really nice six-pack abs.
Okay.
Like it's not those weird ones that are like slightly diagonal, like they're just perfectly symmetrical.
How does it stay with me forever, or do I have to maintain my abs once I
Did
have
you ever
my
see
abs?
that movie with Ryan Reynolds, Haunted Hill House?
No, I didn't.
Hill something. There's a house and there's a hill and it's haunted.
And a shirtless Ryan Reynolds?
Yes. Either way, he has great abs in that movie.
Okay.
But look it up later.
I will. I'm going to.
I'll send you a picture.
Thank you. No context, just send me a picture of it.
Yeah.
So, but like, do I have to maintain them, or do they just stay with me no matter
They
what?
stay with you. They're magic abs.
Oh boy, that's a tough one because
Magic abs. Do you think anyone has coined that phrase for like a six-pack abs program?
magic abs?
Yeah.
Not yet.
You said that with confidence without looking up.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen.
Do you know every ab program in the world?
No, but I don't. But I do look at some fitness content from time to time on YouTube, and that ad has not come up yet. So I'm going to assume no.
Great. That's our new business.
Yeah, magic abs. Do you want magic abs or a full head of hair? Trick question. You want magic abs? But
anyways,
no, I'd pick the abs because
same.
They're very difficult. The abs are very difficult to maintain because like you have to like it all depends on sometimes your hydration levels, your fat percentage, and things. So like if I didn't have to worry about all of that and just had that constantly, then it would be one less thing to worry about.
Is this a nutrition podcast?
It is gonna be now. Come here for your fitness and nutrition information from people who have no goddamn business talking about it.
Sponsored by sixpackshortcuts.com is what I would say if we were sponsored by them, which we are not.
I don't think they're a thing anymore.
Well,
I think it's a different name under a different name now.
I don't know.
Mike Chang is no longer with Six Pack Shortcuts. He's solo.
So I hung out with the baby. That was my win.
You know, you talk about babies, you eventually get to abs somehow.
Yeah, I drank some beers with my cousin. So I don't have six-pack.
No. Beer does not equal six packs. If that's my nutritional information I can give anyone listening, is that beer does not equal six-pack abs.
This is exactly the content people are tuning in for.
Yeah, finally, I know now.
I'm so glad they stopped talking about web development and started talking about things that matter.
Abs. Rock hard abs.
Boy, oh boy. And also, I'm just doing a demo app with React Suspense.
Oh, boring.
That's it. But I also talked about that last week. I've made no progress since then.
Okay, so that's not really a win, is it?
No, it's not.
Sounds like you're really sad about it. Sounds like you're tearing up about it.
Yeah,
Keith.
Why'd I put on so much mascara?
I can see it running. No one can see you, Keith. I can.
Okay. Well, I'm also writing an article about it. It's going to be my most ambitious Dev2 article yet.
Is it really?
Maybe.
Okay, that's cool.
I don't know. My one was 10 minutes.
That's good. That's cool. I look forward to it.
I'm going to aim for 11 minutes.
Did you say DevToe?
DevToe.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure that you're saying it properly.
I did. Don't worry. I know the real way to say it.
Yeah, DevToe. Tell everyone that.
We should probably move on to the topic of this episode.
This episode is about...
Nope, we got a segue.
Oh, I know. I'm trying to think of the segue.
What is the topic?
Speaking of people hating things...
No. Try again.
Speaking of...
Speaking of how to act appropriately in a team, we're talking about...
how to not be hated by your team.
Yes, that is the topic. Did we talk about this before? I feel as though we did, about how the guy who created the Segway drove it off a cliff.
Yes, we did. That was the last
that...
episode, I think, wasn't it?
No, that might have been a deleted episode.
Oh, no, now they know.
Oh, wait, we don't delete our episodes. I actually have in my folder for the podcast, I have folders called Episode 1, Episode 2, Episode 3, and then True Episode 1, True Episode 2, and True Episode 3.
So it's good that we're finally going to make it past Episode 3. This is the first, because if you think about it, we've done we've done 2 episode 1, 2s, and 3s, and this is our first episode 4. Can you believe it?
I can't.
I hope it's
I'm
the
going to
first
delete
one.
this tonight and then be like, Phil, you have to come over tomorrow so we can record true episode 4.
Okay, we're gonna have to. Okay, did you write down all the jokes we made?
We talked way too much about abs. This has to go in the trash.
It's now gonna be the topic.
Yeah.
Topic is actually just rock hard abs.
Yeah. We're just going to do crunches for the rest of the episode.
Yeah, and I hope you'll understand what we're doing as we describe it to you, and then you can follow along, and you can also get some 6-pack abs, just like us.
Could you imagine doing a fitness program just purely through audio of someone like trying to describe the exercises?
And it's just 30 minutes of crunches.
Yes. So this episode is all about how to not suck on a team.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I don't mean like you like suck like skill wise, because that doesn't matter.
That's exactly what we're not getting into. Because I mean, like you don't have to have the best skills to not suck on a team. In fact, your team is there to help you if you don't have the skills, or maybe you're not as high. I don't know what to say this. If you are less skilled than your team, if you have lower skills, if you have a lower skill rating with your team.
If you open your menu and check your stats and your skill level is lower than those around you, then you will earn more experience because it auto scales.
Exactly.
That's the highest level in your team.
That's a good way to put it, right?
I think so. I don't know. It's all we've got. So,
I mean, this is one of the great things about having a lower skill rating on a team of the highest skill rating is that you can learn from them.
It's true.
Which is great.
So we're just going to talk about some things, some to-dos and some to-don'ts.
To-don'ts, to no-nos.
To nay-nays.
Shut up.
Yes, the do's and don'ts of being on a highly efficient team. I was hoping you were going to chime in, but that's fine.
No, that's fine. You nailed it.
It's true. I did. I nailed it like a carpenter. So through my years of working, I've worked with many interesting characters. I've worked with some very aggressive people. I've worked with people with the personality of a Plain White T's song. I have worked with...
I'm so curious about that one.
I bet you are.
I am. Is it Hey There Delilah?
Is there any other Plain White T's song?
Actually, I could tell you. I unfortunately have I think 2 or 3 albums.
Yeah, wow, you're very familiar with their discography.
But I don't... But every time it came on, I just skip it because I'm like, I don't know why I downloaded this.
Yeah, well, 1,000 miles does seem pretty far. But... They've got planes and trains and cars.
Do I look pretty? Yes, you do.
You do, in the New York City lights. So, again, I've seen a lot of different, I guess, characteristics and attitudes. And some work really well in a team, and some work against a team. So, I just wanted to go over, I guess, some of the traits of people that I feel can be highly collaborative and effective and a positive force and real team player, and then maybe some of the traits of people that are an anchor that will drag everyone down into the depths of the ocean.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, I like that.
Good. You want to start?
Yeah, why? You're just gonna put that down and want me to pick it up, huh?
If you were on Twitter a couple months ago, there was a big buzz around the whole 10x engineer and that one guy's Twitter thread of the 10x engineer.
That's probably a good example of mostly negative traits of a team player. How not to be a team player.
Yeah, that was just like the comprehensive guide to how to suck on a team.
Yeah. Ned's Declassified 10x engineer guide.
I'm too old for that reference.
Now you're showing your age, boomer.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Would you want me to start with a negative?
Yeah,
maybe a bad trait?
Yeah, let's start with the bad traits.
I would say one good bad trait that I've observed.
A good bad
one
trait?
Good one. Yeah, one's good bad.
Does that cancel it out?
Yeah, it's a positive. It's a false negative. Nope, that's the same. Jeez, I'm wasted.
Yeah, we're so drunk on Coronas. It's crazy.
So one negative trait that I've observed would be not like being on the same page as your team, like kind of like just keeping things to yourself, whether it's like something you're doing and trying to be secretive about it because you don't want people to know. And I've seen people do this mostly when it's like when they know they're doing something maybe they shouldn't be, or like they have this sort of mindset of like, well, no one needs to see this anyway. Like it's mine. This is what I do. You can't touch this. You can't see it. Just
MC Hammer.
Just wait. Yeah. do. And then they just kind of like push it out there in the open once it's like too late. And then it's like, oh, okay, this is really cool. Thanks. And like, one really good thing about being on a team is that no one's perfect on their own. And the best thing maybe the best immediate thing I've had experience on a team is reviews. Regular code reviews for everything I put out there. Because sometimes I can put out some garbage.
I know, I've done code reviews for you before.
Yeah, it's terrible. And like, in one way you can maybe look at it and be like, oh no, everyone's gonna know how I'm gonna be so embarrassed. Everyone's gonna see how bad the code I'm putting out is, or like everyone's gonna see my mistakes. But like, it's way better for someone to see your mistakes in a review session before it goes out, rather than someone coming up to you and being like, what is this? What did you do here? Like, why is this broken? Or like, then you have to face the flat. What's the word I'm looking for? Face the music. Once it's already out there, you have to fix it. And it feels way worse. And like, when someone reviews it for you, I think it does a better job of sticking in.
Yeah, so like, again, like if you're ever unsure about something, like just ask.
Yeah, and that's it too. You involve your team through the process of you doing something, and they can either help you along the way, or maybe they can even just ask you questions about why you're doing a certain thing, and then you have a chance to explain yourself. And they'll be like, oh, okay.
Because that's what a good team is there for.
Yeah. Your team is there to support you, not to drag you down, stomp on your code, and throw you out the window. Unless I'm on your team, and then I'm going to throw you out the window.
Yes, Phil loves to defenestrate.
Yeah. What? Whoa.
That's the verb of throwing something
Is it really?
out
Can you say
or
it again?
through a window.
Can you say it again?
Defenestrate?
Defenestrate?
Yes.
Okay, that's in my vocabulary. Thank you very much.
You've soaked it in. You know, that's what the team is there for. Do you think that the men's Olympic hockey team goes out there? I don't know. Teamwork.
Teamwork makes the dream work. That's your takeaway from that one.
So my negative trait is kind of in the same vein, going back to code reviews. And this might be a hot take, I don't know. But
what was that?
in my voice.
That
You get to do voices, I want to do voices.
Did I do a voice?
You do voices.
Maybe that's just the way
Like
I
the
sound.
Cape Crusader voice.
Oh yeah, the Cape Crusader.
Yeah.
I know him.
Throwback to episode 2, arguably the best one.
I'm the Cape Crusader.
That's not it.
I'm the Cape Crusader.
Anyways, thanks for interrupting me.
You're welcome.
That was my negative trait. It's interrupting me while I'm talking.
people.
No, going back to the code reviews is this is probably one that I think people might struggle with. I guess it's more about people who have been programming for a while, because I think every new developer probably struggles with this. But like, if you are like a seasoned veteran developer and you still have this problem, then I would consider it a negative trait, and that is not being able to take criticism.
Oh, that's a big one, yeah.
And again, like for new developers, I can totally understand, like, you're new, you're trying your best, and like to have someone come in and be like, this code is doo-doo. Like, that probably will hurt to hear, and you'll probably judge yourself or maybe be angry or upset. But eventually, over time, you learn that, again, it's just trying to help.
Yeah.
Hopefully. I feel so there's probably
yeah.
people out there that take some kind of like sick, perverted pride in pooping on code reviews. But for the most part, at least in my experience, everyone is just trying to work together to produce clean, nice, efficient code. And any sort of like comments they may make during a code review are really there just to help you learn and, you know, to kind of raise visibility into different ways of doing things that maybe you're not aware of. You know, it's out of kindness.
It's all about learning. It's all about pushing the mission forward.
It's all about the family.
Who are you loyal to, Keith? Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one.
Thank you. I thought of it all myself.
Good job, Keith.
Good words.
Good words. I probably have another one. What's another one I have? I had one in the oven when you were talking, and then now it burnt. When I was in there, it wasn't there too long. Oh yeah, I remember now. One trait, and this is more of like a, maybe this isn't necessarily like a negative trait and a positive. This is more just like a realization I had of being in a team. And it came with the fact that at one time, or for a good while of my development career, I guess, I was kind of on a team, but it didn't work or function as a team. Like, we didn't all focus on one project or one goal necessarily. So there wasn't really that much collaboration, or there wasn't really that much, I guess, and there wasn't any code reviews going on either. So I was just kind of throwing everything out there. And later on, when I did eventually join a team, like now, I had this like sudden realization that like all the tasks that I usually would do day to day, I always had this assumption like this is just my weekly goals that I had to achieve, and it, nothing could be done, nothing could progress and finish unless I did it. It was all me. I did everything that I had to be in charge of throughout the week. And being on a team now, I had this kind of realization of like, like when I'm doing a thing or doing a certain task, that task isn't with me from start to finish. It's, as a developer, I start it off and I build the functionality, I build the unit tests, and then it goes into code review. And then if everything's all good, at that point, it's out of my hands completely. If it's all good. And then if it's not, then it comes back into my hands. I have to address things and make changes. And like once that's out, it's out of my hands again. And then we have a QA section that deals with automated testing. And we try to work really closely with our QA developers to make sure that everyone is on the same page and understands what needs to be tested and what's actually going on. And then so I had this sudden realization when I was joining this team of like, oh, like it's not like I'm just working towards my things. It's not like I don't care about nothing on the board. I only care about my things. It's like we need to all work as a team to get our stuff together.
We all have shared goals.
Yeah,
so we don't have individual goals.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess in some capacity we have like individual tasks, but it's all going towards a shared goal.
Yeah, when we're all there to help each other. And that was a really cool realization. I was like, okay, I'm on a team.
And I guess if you want to spin that into a negative trait, it's people that want to keep everything
to themselves. Yeah, that's good. That's a good negative for that realization.
Like there's a feature and they don't want any help. They don't want anyone else working on it. They want to do it all themselves. Yeah. And they want complete ownership over that feature.
And they won't take any advice, anything at all. Yeah, that's a good negative one.
You're welcome. I saved your little rant
so
there.
So close.
I've got a negative trait.
Lay it on me.
Might be a little bit of a cop out, but ego.
Yeah, I don't think it's a cop out. That's a really big one.
Yeah,
I think it's a big problem.
And I guess that partially covers what I just said about your last point. A lot of ego ends up becoming you wanting ownership over something because you think you're better than everyone else and you think no one can write it as good as you.
Yeah, you think you've come up with the best way to do it possibly, and you don't want someone else to do it because you think they're not going to do it the right way, which is your way.
Actually, and that kind of reflects on all of the negative points you said, because that could also go back to not being able to take criticism because you're like, what do these people know? My stuff is better.
Does everything just go to ego?
I wrote this in touring. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So you have to listen to you. Yeah, you have to listen to the other episodes because you need these ongoing jokes.
Touring.
We weave a beautiful narrative throughout these episodes.
Episode 3, touring.
But yes, everything really does just boil down to ego, I think. Which I think is also a huge problem in development.
I think it is.
There's a crazy amount of ego.
And sometimes you can kind of start building that ego without really knowing it. You start improving, you start getting better, you're getting better, and then eventually you get the first taste of like, I don't know, someone coming in and not knowing as much as you, and then sometimes it can surprise you because
it's true.
You're only paying attention to your linear growth, maybe.
Especially if you are getting like praise and then it starts getting to your head.
Yeah, some people can take that pretty difficult. And
is there any negative traits that you think you fall under?
Yeah, I think you mentioned it earlier. I think it was your first one. It was the taking criticism badly. I had a really rough time at one point taking criticism, and it wasn't necessarily that I was like, it's not necessarily like I attacked anyone or anything, or I was all like, no, my code is perfect, shut up. It was in a way where like, if someone asked me like why something was the way it was, I think I had a hard time explaining why sometimes, or like my mindset, or I forgot. So I'd get like a little flustered and frustrated. And I think I'd also feel a little embarrassed that someone found something wrong in what I wrote. So I used to be pretty bad at that, actually. And I think falling into having properly structured code reviews helped a lot with that. And I think even just like, and maybe this feeds into a little bit of ego. I think maybe I had a little bit of an ego kind of growing on me. But I think eventually I kind of just accepted that not everything that I was writing was like necessarily correct. And I kind of started to just get I started to humble myself and just kind of see all the stuff that I did right was like, oh, this is actually all right. And some of the stuff that's like, no, this is complete doo-doo. And I think that's really important. I think it's important to keep yourself humble and recognize that your code can usually always be better, and your implementation can always be better. And maybe it's not necessarily your fault as you write it. Maybe things change, maybe rules change, maybe the context changes. But it's, things happen, things change. You're not writing in stone.
In the wise words of Kendrick Lamar, sit down, be humble.
I thought it was going to be a third thing.
No, just those.
Sit down, be humble.
Yeah.
Have you fallen into any of these negative ones?
Absolutely not. I'm perfect.
So perfect. You would be.
No, I think, and even like as recently as a couple months ago, I did fall into a little bit of an ego trap. I don't know if my coworker will be listening to this. She might be. She was interested, and I sent her the links, so maybe she'll listen to it, or maybe not. But we did get in a dispute about something. Dispute sounds so aggressive. It wasn't really that aggressive, but we both had an idea on how to do something.
A disagreement, maybe then?
Yes.
Is that better?
Yes.
Yeah.
Basically, the context doesn't really matter because it was just something to do with an API we were building, and we both just had different ideas on how to do it. And my last job, I guess you'll need this context, is we did pair programming 100% of the time. And we worked really well together. We worked together for 9 months because we're like best friends. And every time that there was a new project, we just managed to squeeze into it and then pair together the entire time. Really, we were supposed to be switching up, but we just worked really well together. So we just kept making it happen. But yeah, we just kind of got in a dispute. And like, I thought that I was right. Like, I was 100% sure. I was like, no, this is the only way it could be done. And then she explained it to me. And as she was explaining it, I was like, oh, you know what? I suck.
Yeah.
I sucked. I am totally in the wrong here. And I admit it. I'm really sorry. Like, you were right. But again, it was just a little bit of my ego that had perked up. And there's no way I can be wrong about this. And
well,
I was.
It's definitely, it's at least good that you were able to back down when you realize that. Because sometimes people can maybe realize that it's not, they maybe are not the right one, but they will defend it to the end of the earth. And then that's when it starts to get a little crazy. Or maybe more of a bigger thing than it should be.
That's true. And also, like, I am kind of a stubborn person, so.
You are. You're the most stubborn person I've ever met.
Ever?
Ever.
Nice.
And you're the only person I've ever known.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Feels so good to get it out.
This is like the
carrying that weight.
Friday night confessions tonight. We'll have terrible developer deeds.
Next week will be Friday night intervention for my alcoholism.
Yeah, wow, I look forward to that one.
All the Coronas I've been drinking with the family.
This is not sponsored by Corona.
Or Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious.
What?
Fast and
Furious.
Fast and Furious. I don't even know what accent that is.
It
doesn't exist is what it doesn't.
It's South England.
It's Southern England, yeah.
The Fast and the Furious.
Oh, the Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Feeling rather posh today. I think I have two quick things to mention about not sucking on a team.
Okay.
And this one isn't necessarily, I don't know, this isn't a negative one at anyone's detriment necessarily, or like they're a bad person or anything. But one thing that I learned early on, and this probably comes up a lot, is just speaking out loud or just asking questions. I had at the very beginning of being a developer, I had a terrible time asking for help from my seniors because I just had this weird stubborn thought of, I need to do this, I need to learn it myself, and if I don't learn it myself and I ask for help, then how am I going to learn? How am I going to know how to do this? Or am I just going to start pissing people off if I keep asking them questions over and over again? And I really didn't want to bug anyone or poop on their day.
Yeah. I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah. No. And then when I first asked my question, I got whipped. And I was like, ow. So then I never asked the question again.
Yeah.
But I had that problem, and it's really important to ask questions or even just talk to your seniors, because when I eventually became more of a, I wouldn't like to call myself a senior, but when I became more of a senior, and I had juniors or co-ops coming in, it was really nice when they would consistently talk you through what they were thinking, what they were doing, so that way you could actually help them instead of them just kind of ticking away at it and not understanding something, because you can really clear up some easy misconceptions of things and how things work with a quick just explanation or something, or even just a direction.
That's a good point, though, to switch that around to a good trait to have. And here's a cop-out one, communication. It's so vague and so broad, but also very important.
Yeah. One thing I've actually started doing, sorry to take this from you a little bit, this is my hot tip, and this depends on the team you're on maybe, but if you're in a Slack channel for like your specific team, one thing I've kind of accidentally fell on,
Giphy.
is just constant Giphies. People love Giphies. Is it like if you're asking someone a question or even just notifying someone something, instead of sending them like a private Slack message, sometimes I'll just like @message them in like the private channel of our team and let them know something. And I found that can be really helpful in just kind of like emulating almost like a, an open like conversation like in the team or at our like desks, where like other team members might have visibility of something like pushing ahead or going forward, or someone on the team can have maybe visibility on a question that someone's asking that they might be able to chime in on. And I've had that be really positive, actually, in a really strange way. Like I didn't expect that to happen. I didn't ever think to do that until I just saw someone on the team doing it. So that's my hot tip. That might work on certain team channels. Our team chat is not too noisy, so I think it works pretty well. But if your team channel on Slack or whatever has like a ton of hooks on it and it's just getting pile drive with content and notifications, then that might not work. But I found that's worked for us, and it's been really handy.
It has. Also, the less face-to-face interaction I have to have, the better.
Because as developers, we hate FaceTime.
That's true.
Not the app.
Plus, my face was horribly disfigured, and I now wear half a mask and live under an opera house. So
Phantom of the JavaScript developer. Phantom of the
Opera browser.
Opera browser. No, there we go.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right.
There we go. That's so on the nose.
Yeah, we made it work. Another positive trait, and I guess this one only applies to maybe people that are... Actually, you know what? It applies to anyone that's been working for a little bit.
Yeah.
And that is mentorship. Because, like, you don't necessarily have to be, like, a senior developer to be a mentorship. Like, if you understand a code base and have been working in it for, like, a couple months and someone new comes in, you're totally capable of mentoring them.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. You know more about the code base and how certain things might work in that specific code base. And that's more than they have when they're new.
How it works with the quirks.
Oh,
You're welcome. Boy. But being able to... I'm sorry. That was so bad. I hate it so much. I wish if I had a superpower, it would be to turn back time like 25 seconds just so I could get myself out of that.
Just snatch it up and put it in your back pocket for another day.
And that day hopefully will never come. Having the ability to mentor someone, which again is a skill I think you have to develop. I don't really know if that comes naturally. I'm sure there's like some natural leaders out there, but like anyone that thinks they're incapable of leadership, like you're not. It just takes a little bit of work.
It takes time, and some like I used to actually be really terrible at explaining technical programming things or just anything really. I would never really have the right terminology that comes across my mind right when I needed it, and I felt like I would just spout gibberish. All it really took for me to get better at doing that was kind of just trying to explain certain things over and over again, or even just like there's no shame in Googling something if you don't know it or asking someone the right terminology, because the more you know, the more you know, then the better you'll get at explaining things.
That's true. Phil's not technical. The first time he explained a render cycle to me, he called it a pagey loady.
You walk over to the pagey loady, and then you get
it's the pagey loady.
you walk over. Yeah, you can ignite the state machine. You could pass in some proper pooties into the component wony.
I need this to be a framework. Oh boy.
How do you get something to render? Well, you hit npm create react app.
Create react app. I love service worker JS. It's my favorite file. Yeah.
What were we talking about?
Mentorship.
But yeah.
I think that is a dead horse that we no longer have to hit.
We don't have to anymore.
Do you have any more positive traits?
I think I did.
But you no longer.
But I no longer have that anymore. Oh, maybe I have one.
Go for it.
I was really thinking it. We might have already talked about this in maybe even a previous episode. I was gonna say like, don't stress about moving up. Don't worry too much about chasing the ladder.
Yeah, don't make it a competition.
Yeah, everyone wants to get better at being a developer. Everyone wants to become the next
Dan Abramov.
The next Dan Abramov. Everyone wants to make Redux.
Shout out to Danny boy.
Danny boy, if you're listening. And sometimes you can start hitting walls and getting bummed out because you're not learning as fast as you think or fast as you want. There's way more to becoming a better developer or even a senior developer than just writing some fantastic chunks of code that no one can talk shit about. It comes a lot to do with communicating and mentoring and even having the experience to know how to scale certain applications out, maybe understanding certain patterns. There's a lot of high-level things, I think.
And all of that comes with time.
Yes, you can't rush those things.
I mean, you can.
You can, if you had a hyperbolic time chamber. And then you could spend 1 whole year of time in the hyperbolic time chamber. But yeah, and you're going to make a lot of mistakes. So don't worry.
A lot of mistakes.
Don't fret over the mistakes. You're going to make them. People are going to find them. You might find them.
I guess another positive trait, be inclusive. Because everyone on the team is going to have like different temperaments and like different levels of outgoingness. And if there's someone that might be like, not like hesitant, but like a little quiet, don't disclude them from discussions. Like try and be really inclusive and try and get the entire team involved in conversations.
There's some people who don't typically want to shoot their arm up when it's time to put your hands up. Sometimes people are a little bit hesitant. They might have something to say, but they don't want to say it right away.
And then, yeah, being able to foster kind of that environment of inclusion will help people feel safer about opening up about that stuff.
Yeah, they'll get more comfortable and they'll want to voice their opinion. They'll feel like they're being listened to. And and maybe the opposite to what your original point was there, is that sometimes when people are quiet and some people will notice someone's quiet, they'll like just yell and scream at them to like speak up or be louder or something. And that doesn't help.
Yeah,
cooling them out on being quiet does not help.
That's not being inclusive.
It creates a very awkward tension to everyone. And it doesn't make the person feel comfortable about speaking up. If anything, it makes them either feel more inclined to keep quiet, or if they do try and speak up, they're just really stressed and flustered, and you just ruin that person's day. So, like, don't be that person.
Also, if your team is, like, stressed and miserable and, like, hating themselves, throw a pizza party.
That always helps.
Yeah, that.
Everyone's stressed. You just
give them a pizza, and then morale goes back up. Everyone loves their job again. And I worked for a place that did think they could heal all wounds with pizza parties.
It didn't work?
It did not work.
No.
It's funny.
It's
weird how just buying us a couple large pizzas every day healed those wounds of not getting paid.
The truth comes out.
It's true. You know, I was just like, oh man, I'm so broke, but at least I have a couple cold slices of heck.
Just to get me through. Can I take the whole box with me home? This needs to be my groceries.
I'm very sad. I'm very pepper lonely.
Oh, that was a good one.
You don't have to lie. We're not liars on this team,
No,
remember?
it's a good one. I swear, it's a good one.
So I think that pretty much wraps up all the good and the bad traits to not be a sucky team member.
Yeah.
I think.
So yeah, don't be a sucky team member.
Yeah, don't do it.
If you see yourself kind of like with some sucky traits, it's not too late. You can deal with them.
It's true.
I've had a sucky trait.
I think we all have sucky
Yeah.
traits, and it's just important to understand that you're being a big sucklord.
Yeah.
Like
you gotta stop sucklording so
Yeah,
much.
dial back the suck a little bit.
Yeah.
I
think I think I probably still do have some sucky traits that I need to address, but
the important thing is
yeah.
that you do try and address it.
Yeah, that's
And-
the really important part. You see it, you notice it, and you address it.
And if you don't, then everyone's gonna hate you.
Those are the true sucklords, I think. The people who suck but don't know they suck, and then just keep sucking.
That's true. Or the people who know they suck and don't care, and then continue to
Oh
suck.
yeah, they're doubly suck. They're
Yeah.
they're higher on the tier than a suck lord. They are the suck overlord,
The suck master.
suck master. Well, it's getting late. It's late now, so it's the
Does it
Friday.
get warm in here?
Hello, you're listening. Welcome to the Friday night late night
Friday
show.
night show.
Yeah, there we go.
Great name. Brought to you by the team who created Remnants of the Ashes.
Here we have joined with us today is the master of sucking, the suck overlord.
I really wish I was mature enough to not laugh at this, but unfortunately that is not the case.
It's like when we kept talking about liking the front end or the back end when talking
Yeah.
about development stacks.
That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a list of things to not suck.
Yeah, hopefully everyone can just start sucking less.
I know our audience, and I know they don't suck. Even though we have no one to give a shout out to this week, so maybe they're not that great.
I am giving them second guessing about putting this episode 4 out.
But you know what? You already listened to this longer than a minute, so it counts as a stream on Spotify anyways. So too late.
Analytics. But no, thank you for everyone listening to the podcast. This isn't just our journey; it's all of our listeners' journey too.
Yeah, we all have a shared goal, just like what we talked about.
Remember,
tonight.
we're all a team.
We're all a team, all of us, even the listeners.
Yeah, come with us to suck less and meet our goals as a team.
Yes. So that is our episode.
Yeah,
And I hope you got something out of that.
I hope so too.
I hope.
I certainly didn't.
You win some, you lose some. Again, sorry, but we'll be back next week.
Yeah, if you want to give us any shout outs.
Or don't. I don't care.
Whatever.
I don't care.
Or you
It gives
wanna-
us more time to talk about ourselves.
Yeah. Or maybe you want to list any negative or good traits about how to suck less on a team. That sounds weird saying that out loud. Together, the good traits to suck less on a team. Yeah, well, sure, why not? Mention us if you have anything that you want to say and want to ask about the show.
Check out our new YouTube channel, which will have the same episodes that you've already listened to.
Yeah, if you want to watch the podcast. What's the YouTube thing? Like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell.
Smash that like button.
Smash that like button.
That subscribe button.
Smash it.
Smash that bell button to notify yourself to get ready to smash more.
Get ready to.
We're bad at ending episodes.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm so sorry.
See you next week.
Goodbye.
Bye.